Act 4, Scene 2 takes place at the Macduff's castle. And this is a very tense scene from the very beginning because when this scene opens, the audience has just seen Macbeth vow to murder Lady Macduff and her children. So when the scene opens on Lady Macduff, and her children are also on stage. It says her son. Sometimes there will be more than one child depicted. And often Lady Macduff is depicted as being pregnant. All of these things in order to increase the audience's sympathy for this woman. And it also just increases our anxiety as this scene wears on. It begins with Lady Macduff talking to Ross, who has come to explain to her that her husband has gone to England. And you will hear Lady Macduff react to that news and how she feels for him for leaving her behind. Then after Ross leaves, Lady Macduff has a funny little conversation with her son about the fact that his father has left. And so we will just watch this scene unfold.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
You must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom? To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants the natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds, will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear and nothing is the love. As little as the wisdom where the flight so runs against all reason.
My dearest coz, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves, when we hold rumour from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea, each way and none. I take my leave of you, shall not be long, but I'll be here again. Things at the worst will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before. My pretty cousin, blessing upon you.
Fathered he is, and yet he's fatherless.
I am so much a fool. Should I stay longer, it would be my disgrace and your discomfort. I take my leave at once.
Sarah, your father's dead. And what will you do now? How will you live?
As birds do, Mother.
What, with worms and flies?
With what I get, I mean. And so do they.
Poor bird. Thou'dst never fear the net nor lime, the pitfall nor the gin.
Why should I, Mother? Poor birds they are not set for. My father is not dead for all you'll say.
Yes, he is dead. How wilt thou do for a father?
Nay, how will you do for a husband?
Why, I can buy me 20 at any market.
Then you'll buy him to sell again.
Thou speakst with all thy wit, and yet, i' faith, with wit enough for thee.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
Aye, that he was.
What is a traitor?
Why, one that swears and lies.
And be all traitors that do so?
Every one that does so is a traitor, and must be hanged.
And must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Every one.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Then the liars and swearers are fools. For there are liars and swearers and now to beat the honest men and hang up them.
Now, God help thee, poor monkey. But how wilt thou do for a father?
If he were dead, you'd weep for him. If he were not, it were a good sign that I should quickly have a new father.
Poor prattler. How thou talk'st.
So this is a cute little scene between a mother and son, and she's trying to be playful with him, but also kind of explain the situation. This line here, fathered he is, yet he's fatherless. She's kind of pointing out to Ross, look, Macduff left his children here. And so then she tells the boy that his father is dead. And this could have a couple of connotations, like, he's dead to me because she's angry. Or, because she's upset. It could also mean like as good as dead, meaning he's gone and might never return. And it could also just mean she's worried about his safety out there. Then the son gets kind of sassy with her. She's saying, "How wilt thou do without a father? How wilt thou live?" And then he turns around, he says, "Nay, how will you do for a husband?" And she kind of laughs at him. But then down here, the son very astutely points out, "If my father were dead, you'd be weeping for him. And if you weren't weeping, it's a good sign that I should quickly have a new father," meaning you must not love him anymore. And I've got a new one on the way. So this little kind of witty exchange kind of relieves the tension of the moment in it lasting so long. It almost catches the audience off guard then, and that we kind of become lulled into this sweet little scene and we forget that these people are doomed until a messenger arrives to explain just that to Lady Macduff.
You fair David, I'm not to you known, though in your state of honour I am perfect. I doubt some danger does approach you nearly. If you will take a homely man's advice, be not found here. Hence with your little ones. To fight you thus, methinks I am too savage. To do worse to you were fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I dare abide no longer.
Whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I am in this earthly world, where to do harm is often laudable, to do good sometime accounted dangerous folly. Why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defence to say I have done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified, where such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shag-eared villain!
What? You egg? Young fly of treachery!
He has killed me, mother. Run away, I pray you.
Murder! Murder! Murder!
So this attack of a child happens on stage. And although he gets the line that modern audiences always find so funny to say, "Oh, he killed me," it is still a really disturbing scene. And it shows new depths of Macbeth's cruelty and evil, that he would send a team of murderers to take care of a woman and her small children.